what we originally wanted to talk about last week. We saw this when we were actually in Maui. Everyone says, have you seen the mug press? I am interested to see how this works. And I'm interested to see if I can use it with my Chalk Couture product. Now, the one thing I always tell you, Cricut makes things super cute. It is like the baby Yoda of the crafting world. And they make the presentation, in my opinion, amazing. And this is no different. When you open your mug press, and we haven't even opened it, you guys, we haven't tried it. We wanted to do our first impressions. You have the mug press shrink wrapped. You have your Open Me power cord and a USB cord. So we're going to do exactly what it says and Open Me. Now, I got mine from Amazon. I do believe Cricut is sold out. All the links are down below if you want to. We will let you know if we're keeping it, returning it, all that stuff. But it definitely, I mean, it's intriguing. Let's get started. We need to activate our product. Should we activate our product, Sean?
Sure, why not?
Okay, so it says, welcome to Cricut Setup. Select a product type, which mine is not there. Oh, I guess it would be a heat press, mug press. Place Cricut mug press on a heat-resistant surface in a well-ventilated area. This is a well-ventilated area, right?
Pretty much.
Okay, so we are in a well-ventilated area. We are going to plug in my machine. Here you go. It's going to go back here. So let's plug this in. We're going to take off our safety. All right, so plug it into a wall outlet and power on your Cricut. There's even a sticker to get started, activate your product now. Hey, look at that. We have a little orange thing like it's telling me, so we are good to go to the next screen. Step 3, use included USB cord to connect mug press to this computer. All right, and now we're gonna plug this into my computer. While it's doing its thing, this is what I love about Cricut. I do have to say their presentation is on point. Get to know your Cricut mug press. That tells you everything. Always handle with care. When completed, lift level cover, remove handle, place mug on a heat-resistant surface like an easy press mat. Simple. You have this. You have your FCC statement. Very important to read. Your safety. So, step 3. And now we're going to hit continue. Add Cricut mug press to your ID, of course.
That's it. Disconnect your USB. Your Cricut mug press is up to date.
Oh my gosh, she is here. She's ready to make some magic. Let's get started. Okay, so here you guys go. I love it. Gives you through getting started, overview, supplies, design, press, heat guide. If you do not have the heat guide in your bookmarks or favorites, it's a must. So we are going to do our first project. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
So here's Cricut Design Space. When you log in, this is where it's going to take you. But what we're going to do is go to here where it says New Cricut Mug Press. And we're going to hit View All. If you actually come over to Project Type, you have Large Mug Press, Small Mug Press. So we're going to hit Small Mug Press. This brings up all the designs that are already loaded into Cricut Design Space. And because I am a Cricut Access member, I'm subscribed, I get access to that. It's super nice to just go in, literally type mug, and it brings up the designs. I don't have to do anything else. It makes it nice and easy. Okay, so I want to do the dogs. Of course, you guys all know I'm a dog lover, so I'll bring it down right here. Now, it does come in a large and a small size. I got the 12-ounce mugs, hence why I chose small mug press designs. All we have is this basic cut. That is what we need. Now, I am already connected to my Cricut Joy. You can come up here and press the different things that you are connected to, and then we are ready to go. So I can actually just hit make it. So here's our design. I'm gonna grab my cute little Cricut Joy here. Here it is. And I'm gonna grab our Cricut Joy mat. And we're gonna be using this one right here. Now, if you have a brayer, so a couple things on brayers I always do is make sure it's clean. So I just take a roller and just double check it, where's my lint roller? Oh, here it is. Okay, so it's clean. I'm not gonna push very hard, but what this is gonna do is just make sure it's down. And the reason I use a brayer is if you have jewelry, if you have a ring, anything like this, and you scratch this, you unfortunately then are scratching the actual print that would be on there. So, we are ready to go. We're gonna open up our Cricut Joy. Now, over here, it will say how well you load all of your materials for this project. And we are gonna be doing this on a mat. Even if it's a smart material, you're gonna want to use the mat. And because this is an infusible ink project, meaning the image, on this one, it wouldn't make as much difference. But if you had letters and stuff, you have to mirror your infusible ink. So we are gonna make sure this mirror. So let's go ahead. We're good to go. We can hit continue. It's gonna look for my Joy. So now this one does have your materials. So you can either save your materials, adjust materials. You can browse all materials. I'm just to do browse all materials and infusible ink transfer sheet right there. So I'm going to do that. Hit done. It's going to say, are you sure? Make sure that I have my fine tip blade into my machine. Gonna just push this in. Don't need to hit load or anything on the Cricut Joy. It's gonna make sure that my mat is aligned and that we have enough material to do the project. All we have to do is hit go. Now, a couple things on infusible ink. As this is cutting, I'm gonna give you some tips. Number one, I can't stress enough, make sure moisture will activate it, basically, turn it into an ink. Number one. Number two, the way you weed infusible ink is very different. A lot of people use a weeding tool, which is fine. Infusible ink feels more like cardstock, so the way I do it is I use the cracking method. And what that basically means is I'm going to gently kind of take the infusible ink and crack it and do it that way. We'll show you that here in a second. The other big important thing on infusible ink I think people need to remember is layering. You cannot layer infusible ink like you traditionally can. And I don't mean you can't, people have done it, but there is a different way of basically doing slice where you can actually get what looks like layering by slicing your things and using the different colors. Okay, so we are complete. We just hit unload. And there it is. So there's different theories on do you weed with it on here or with it out. I tend to do this first, and you're gonna hear that cracking. I call it the cracking sound. I'm gonna take this off. Now you'll have a lot of people say, oh, I do mine on the mat because I think it's easier. The reason I do it like this is I always start it like at an easy point, right? Here would be an easy point. And you're gonna hear what I said, that cracking sound. And then I just very gently pull it away from that. So I do pay very close attention to not try to touch my infusible ink area. So here is my design. You can see on the back, there's the infusible ink. We want to make sure, and you can kind of see where we need to weed. Now, if you are someone that's like, I have no idea what parts I'm supposed to weed, I always just go right back into my design space application, zoom in, and it's going to tell me this is where you need to get rid of. So for example, we're looking at this dog right here. You can tell that this needs to be, and this is where I do kind of that crack. See, these are some pretty fine lines. Okay, I'm gonna do my double check. So I still use the bright pad to do this. Everyone has their way, but I like to use the bright pad to make sure we have not only a clean, but also, you know, you get rid of all of these little doodly wops. So I'll let Sean double check that. Do you see any I missed? Oh, yep.
Yep, there's one right there.
Gotta love the bright pad. And I don't know if Cricut's getting rid of the bright pad, or if it's just out of stock. But I'll be honest, I've seen a lot of competitors on the market, like, okay, now you can look, Sean, make sure.
It looks like it's all taken care of.
Okay, so let's get our mug press. We're gonna go ahead and turn it on. So design facing the mug, recommended maximum design the mug. You're gonna need heat resistant tape, lint-free roller. So prep, turn on your Cricut Easy Mug Press to preheat. That's what we're doing, right, Shani?
Mm-hmm.
So lint roll, mug, or clean with a lint-free cloth. So we have a lint roller, but it already has dog hair on it, so I'll get a lint-free cloth. Align the design on the mug and leave about a ½ inch from the mug handle, which is this part right here. Okay, that's where we're at. Wrap design around, ensuring no gaps between design and mug, and secure edges with tape.
Heat resistant.
We have heat resistant tape. This is Cricut's. I think it's mostly probably where it comes together, you think? Yep. All right, so we're going to insert the mug into the preheated mug press. So, right?
Yep.
Push lever down to begin transfer. Ensure design is completely covered by the heat press. When transfer is complete, lift lever. Use handle to remove mug. Caution, mug body will be very hot. Place mug on an easy press mat or towel and allow to cool before handling. When it's cool to touch, remove the tape. Okay, ready?
Here we go.
We're going to grab our easy press mats. And we are going to come over here. Lift. We're going to bring this over. And we're going to let it chillax. So basically now we're obviously waiting until it cools and stuff. Now there is a couple things I will say that I know in general with infusible ink and sublimation. You're going to want to, it is machine washable, but you're not going to want to use scrubby pads on it.
No.
So I use like the EnviroSponge from Norwex, that works, but you're not going to want to use like the metal scouring type of pads on it. You want to be careful with that. I do like the fact this is very easy for kids to use. I like the fact that it uses the Cricut markers. You can do freehand markers. You can do the machine markers and pens. So just like infusible ink, it's fun. I'm not gonna lie, it is fun. It's always the reveal. It's the look at what we just made. My thing is the investment. You know, if you've never used Cricut, you're looking at $200 for the machine. You're looking at buying this infusible ink product, which I want to think it's on sale right now at Joann's for $3.50, but I could be wrong. And you need a machine, a Cricut Joy or Maker. Some people say, well, you don't need a machine. That's technically true. You could cut it with scissors or do other things. But if I'm a brand new crafter, if I got the Cricut Joy, because let's be honest, most mugs are going to be this size, so you don't need a big machine. And this, I do like the fact that it does not take up a lot of space in your crafting area. Oh. Ooh, that's still pretty hot.
Yeah, it's going to be hot for a while.
Well, I want to reveal.
I know. You could probably take the upper edge here and kind of pull away as you hold the handle.
That's true. Okay, are we ready?
Hold on. Pretty awesome.
Okay, so here is my final word on it. Are we gonna keep it? we probably are going to keep it. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to try using it with the Chalk Couture ink. Here is the thing, and I said this about infusible ink when it came out. I've said this about the in general, the direction they went with this. To me, infusible ink is very much so like Chalk Couture. Chalk Couture, you're buying into a system. You're buying the transfers, you're buying the paste, the squeegees, but the satisfaction of doing the reveal, of lifting the transfer and being, oh my gosh, look at what I made. That's what infusible ink does for you. You literally, if you give this to someone as a gift and say, I made this, this is a professional, amazing design. Now, if you accidentally made a mistake and didn't weed it right, it's permanent. You're not going to be able to fix it. But it's fun. If you can afford it, it is fun. It is lightweight. It's compact. It's cute. So for people that are Cricut fans and this is as far as they want to take their sublimation journey, I think it's amazing.